have you seen anything like that?
All right, we're back. We're not back. We are in Tasmania.
We're away.
We're away.
Yes.
We're at Tasmania. We're actually sitting here now at Barnbougle, looking over the 10th. We just watched a couple of pros tee off.
I can't remember his name, man. It's frustrating me. I'll try and remember it. But yeah, one of the touring professional here in Australia. Watched him put it exactly where it needs to go on the 10th.
Yep. Must be nice.
Yeah, neither of us could manage that. So,
so obviously massive week in golf. Masters just happened. We watched the Masters at PK, which was incredible. Peninsula Kingswood, the amazing golf course. We got to sit there from 6 a.m. and watch it on the big screen and watch Rory get it done. Quite easily in the end, but far out. There was a bit there where I thought Rose was going to come good.
I think that is like the perfect Masters.
Yeah.
You don't know who's going to win until, that probably had maybe 3 holes, even touch and go after 3, like with 3 holes to play.
Yeah.
If there's a wash away, it's like after the back 9, you're kind of hoping someone fails.
Yeah.
But you don't want that on anybody. But yeah, what a Masters.
My favourite thing about the Masters is no matter what the score is after 2 rounds, it seems to stay there. Like every year it happens. So someone gets off to a hot start, gets to maybe 10, 11, 12, but the end winner will finish 10, 11, 12, 13. Like it's just brilliant. It bites back every time. I don't know if it's the course or the moment. It's got to be a bit of both. The Masters, you're in contention. You've got to be nervous.
What's your thoughts on Rory going back to back?
I think we said it. This could be the first time anyone does all 4 in 1 year.
If he does it, he would be in this talk already about being in the Hall of Fame of one of the greatest golfers to ever live. I think if you'd argued against that, you're a bit of a wazzle. But it has to be, if he does that, if he gets all 4 in 1 year, bang, pop him up there on the Rushmore best golfers to ever have lived.
Yeah, I mean, he was in that little bracket where he was behind Brooks Koepka, and that would have been just eating at him.
Yeah.
And he's a far better player than Brooks.
Yeah.
Consistently over all the tours and
all this time, man.
So he's in that little, I think another 2 or 3, and he's right at the top with the best of them.
And you can see it happening. The floodgates have opened now.
Yeah, you got that Masters jacket, and it's just like, I want another one.
So obviously Chopper mentioned that we're here at Barnbougle. We don't want to spoil, I guess, the content that we're getting here. Obviously we're not going to give away any sort of scores or, not really dive into...
Oh, hang on.
Oh, go on.
Before we get on to the Barnbougles, Hammer's dad was at the Masters.
Wait, and hold on. Before you even get onto that...
Oh, we are here.
We are here thanks to our best friends at GolfBox. It's actually right here. We apologise for the audio and probably the video. This isn't... if it's your first time here, thanks.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And sorry.
Yeah, and apologise. But this is obviously not how we normally do things. We're in the hotel room, like Chopper mentioned. But right here on your brand new vessel bag is GolfBox. We're here thanks to our best friends at GolfBox. If it's not for them, we'd be bugging.
Are they still doing their sale? I think it's 40 to 50% off everything. I don't know.
Do not say that. No. So I think it was till the 27th of March, maybe. Was it the 12th? The other.
We're in April.
April. Sorry. Was it the 27th of?
I think you got time. Have a look.
Anyway, go on GolfBox's website. Australia's greatest golf sale is maybe on now.
Yep.
If you see stuff that is on sale, go and grab it.
Yes, we meant to mention that. But back to Hammer's old man. So he was at the Masters and he sent through a recap of the event.
Man, for us to have someone on the ground, I don't know anyone else that's there this year.
It's for the fastest growing podcast. It's pretty epic that we've managed to pull that one out.
We've even got people on the ground at Augusta.
Right, you want to hear it?
Yeah, I'd love to, mate.
Okay, let's have a listen to it. What do you think?
Okay, home. We just left Augusta National, Rory McIlroy back to back, and
The flat as a shit carter's hat, mate.
we've had a few ups and downs. That doesn't need to be included in the podcast, but a couple of things that I want to highlight. Rory McIlroy is a star, and so is Scheffler. The thing that I noticed most of all was those blokes, just mercurial putters and scramblers. They all hit the ball a long way, and every now and then they can get themselves into trouble and then get out of it comfortably, as we saw McIlroy do on 15. we watched in the morning. We followed Adam Scott, and in fact, I met his father, lovely man, Phil. Adam played beautifully, but he didn't putt. He couldn't sink a putt, which is about the same. In the afternoon, we followed Jason Day, and he's a brilliant player too. But neither of our boys could putt, in my humble opinion, as well as they needed to. Amen corner, Amen corner. 11 is the hardest, or one of the hardest holes. Downhill, water. 12 is this devilish par 3. And the fluky wind, and we saw so many people drop it into the water. You're talking about the best players on earth, and it's, 120 metres, the skinny green. It's just beautiful. And then 13 is the last leg of that treble. It's round the corner, Rays Creek, gettable par 5. And then, so we sat down after that and had a look at 15. 15's another of the gettable par 5s, and we watched them play that before 16, which is that famous par 3. In the end, McIlroy, there were so many, 40,000 people around in the gallery around the 18th. I was there, I couldn't see anything, but it was just, as I said yesterday, it's one of the best things I've ever done. I consider myself to be very fortunate, having travelled around the world and seen a lot of sport, but that is as good as it gets. So if any of your listeners ever get the chance to go to the US Masters, take it. See ya.
Wow.
Great insight.
Actually, he did send... Oh, no. We'll leave it at that. That is amazing. That is what a... I think once you see Rory win it, do you go back or you just go, I'm done, I've ticked that box?
I think, if it wasn't for the huge expense of what it would cost for us to get there, if you're a local and it's going to cost you... I've got no idea. I couldn't even have a stab.
What would you think it would cost to go do that?
What do I think? Okay, so...
I wonder what a ticket costs.
Disregard. Find out. I actually don't think it's too much. I think it's pretty reasonable.
Really?
And when I say reasonable, in my head, I would pay to go to 2 days at Augusta, and Sunday being one of them. I would gladly pay maybe $5,000 or so. I feel
just for the ticket?
Just for ticket.
Wow.
I think that's a lot of money, but I think given the circumstances, you're only ever going to do it once in your lifetime. People spend $100,000 on a wedding, mate.
Are you ready for this?
Yes. I don't think it's too much.
Official 2026 Master tickets obtained through the official lottery, which is probably the part...
That's the hardest part.
That's the hardest part. Put your name in the ring, pull it out. That's like the swingers. It's actually probably as hard to get into that as invitational.
I think you're spot on.
The same amount of people are putting their hat in the ring.
45 million.
Yeah. The official lottery is very affordable. So once you're in, it costs you $125 to $150 for the practice rounds and $160 per day for the tournament rounds.
That's what I mean. So I think I actually knew that. Because
did you?
No, because I remember I was telling my wife that, if I was to ever get the opportunity to do that trip, you're probably looking at $20,000. Flights, accommodation, the golf round, everything like that. She's like, it doesn't cost that much for the tickets. And then I think she Googled it. She's like, it's only $160. Yeah. I get that part, but it's
get there.
You got to get in.
The accommodation too, it will just go, right?
Yeah, it's jacked up by 1,000,000%.
And then you're going to go through the merch store and buy everything.
I think I've seen a thing with Minwoo Lee. Didn't he say you're dropping a couple of thousand?
Yeah, right.
Which you're going to.
You get a shirt, I'd get a head cover, a ball marker.
You get a hat. You get some sort of hat. Yeah. Probably get a couple of hats. And then, you get something for the parents, the in-laws, maybe a couple of mates.
Yep.
So you're going to drop a couple of thousand there easily. Yep. You just don't look at the price tag, that's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I know they do I remember a couple of years ago, you can go to the pro shop, you can buy whatever you want, and then they post it back for you.
No way.
Yeah, so you don't have to carry it around and... Yeah, so
they just know how to do it, don't they?
They're clever, mate. It's I would have bought more, but I had to have carried around it, all day. We'll just ship it, mate.
Unbelievable. I saw a couple of people get kicked out for wearing the meta glasses that we talked about.
Good.
One person got a video. I saw a video online.
Really?
Which he must have had a pair that just looked like our pair.
Yep.
But yeah, they were onto that as well. They're all over it.
Were they? Was it a good video? No, it wasn't.
No,
okay.
No, it's pretty far back and yeah.
Excuse me. I feel like it's not relatable to anything. I feel like I'm getting a bit chesty.
Bit cold.
It's a cold wind down here. Like, I don't think I've... It's like an icy wind, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. So,
And I reckon I'm getting a little bit crook.
yesterday we were playing in sort of 40 to 50k winds, and that just wears you down. My eyes are dry, my face is dry.
Very similar conditions to what me and Hammer had at the cut.
Maybe very similar, yeah.
I'd say that's the closest I've seen to it. It's easily the closest. But here, speaking to one of the mechanics here, I can't remember his name. Is it Josh? Jack? Can't remember. Sorry,
Gillespie,
mate.
last name Gillespie. Jack Gillespie.
Was it?
Yep.
Well, I got it right, Jack. On you, mate. He said that yesterday was like a 7 out of 10.
Well, then he said 8, 9, 10 is unplayable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, it does get windier here, but, like, yesterday was right on the edge, man. So you did well.
Things have been exposed in my game in the wind. Oh, my goodness. When you're standing there from 100 metres and it's potentially a 7-iron, which I would normally hit around 160, it's such a hard shot to hit because you can't imagine it going 100 metres. You're like, this has to. But then as soon as it gets up in the air, see you later. And because it's links, once it goes in the bush, it stays in there.
Yeah, which it's a pretty good local rule here where you can just come out and play, add one, play.
Yeah, for the snakes, I guess.
Yeah, apparently the snakes are wicked here.
We were up there looking for balls. We were desperate.
Oh, you know what? I reckon, like, just say if you lost 4, every time you go looking for some, you find 5.
And none of them are yours.
Yeah, like, you multiply it by 5. Once again, I feel like fresh in our mind right now is this trip that we're currently on. So it's hard not to talk about it and spoil it. Let's talk about something else.
Well, we're here in Barnbougles.
You want to properly talk about Barnbougle?
I just want to say that if you do come here, if you can get a morning tea time, take it, because that wind I think it just picks up every time in the afternoon.
So here at Barnbougle, so this sort of confused me a fair bit before we got here, was not understanding how the courses work, how many courses were here, what the accommodation's like, where you go, can you get food? I remember someone saying, like, you're out of town. So I was thinking, if you can't get food, like, what do you do?
Yeah.
So we landed in a little charter plane, which is literally like a 2-minute drive down the road. And then the shuttle bus picks you up from the paddock that you land in, which is just like a little run strip. It takes you straight here, and then they drop you straight at the reception of Barnbougle. And then so we're staying in the hotel, which is just like a big long chain of hotel rooms. But then straight away, right there is a sports bar. Mm-hmm. And I like that they use the word sports bar, but they could name it the lounge. I feel like when you say sports bar, I just imagine like a bunch of tradies sitting in there smoking darts, yelling at the TV, whipping the dogs home, that kind of thing. But it's not like that. It's pretty chill. Like, there's a fireplace, there's memorabilia up on the wall. It's a really cool experience, and it's like Hamptons is not the word when you walk into the reception, but it's like whites and browns and mahogany, and it's really, really cool. And then there's the 3 golf courses here.
The dunes. I love at the dunes in where you have a beer. There's a wall with trophies that people have. So if you come down with a big group and you have a trophy, you can leave your trophy in the clubhouse, and it just sits up on the wall with everyone else's trophies.
There'll be 30 plus trophies in there.
It's so cool. And then if you come back next year, you can take your trophy off the board and you can play for that. It's a very cool little touch.
Yep.
And so much cruisier than I thought. No one's in a rush. Everyone's just happy to be here.
It's the same amount of cruisiness that I thought it might have been, but a few of the boys that have been over here before and told me about it, I didn't realise how, what's the word, like maybe established, like all this section.
Yeah.
I kind of weirdly thought it would be like a couple of shipping containers and a shed and, like there's no heating or whatever. Like some of the boys have said it's like, it's not fancy or anything.
Yeah.
I would say this is towards fancy.
Yeah. And it was last night, it was just getting dark and we looked down at the putting green that's down there that I should probably be on right now. A couple of guys having a little chipping comp. Just a couple of beers in the hand.
It's sick,
how cool is that?
So there's Dunes, which is on the other side of like a little water inlet, which is further away from where we're staying now, but the accommodation is up here. Can you stay down that way? Don't know. Doesn't matter.
Yes.
Oh, you can stay
Yes.
down that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, you can stay down at Dunes, or you can stay up here at Lost Farm. So then that's the two different golf courses. But up here on Lost Farm is a 14-hole par 3 with a couple of par 4s, Barnbougle Run.
Wicked.
Oh my man, that is, which I think we did it the right way. You and I went out and played Barnbougle Run, filmed a video, 14 holes. I think there's a 300-metre hole, but then most of them are around that 80-metre mark.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a great little sample of what it's like to go and play Barnbougle.
Because it's like a 80-metre shot into wind or whatever the wind's doing, and then the green's got like 14 slopes.
Yeah.
And I guess you got to know, we hit some shots where I thought that was no good, and then it hits the mound and goes to 10 foot. You're like, okay, that's how you play it.
Yeah, I hit some shots where I'm like, oh, lovely, this will hit the green. 40 metres left because it just went straight up in the air with a bit of spin on it. Wind takes it. See you later, mate.
Yeah, it's a good little practice. You go out there again and go, right, let's try and get this little low wedge in the game because you need it around here.
Yes. I'd love to, like, if the wind had died off a little bit, even now, we would just walk out there, grab, 2 or 3 cartons of beer and go on and play. You need 4 clubs, I reckon.
Yeah.
You take a couple of wedges, a long iron and a putter. Job's on.
I'm glad that yesterday we got both games in 2 different conditions. So we played yesterday in just crazy wind, and then this morning was just still and perfect for the first 14 holes. So
because I reckon you were going to get if every round that you played whilst we're down here in Tassie was like this morning with like a little bit of wind on the last couple of holes.
Yeah.
I reckon you would have got mate, you didn't even see what it's like to play there. So it's nice.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I did.
It's nice that you got sort of like both opportunities, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're only really halfway through now.
So what's scaring me is we're going to Cape Wickham tomorrow, and the wind's meant to be double what it was here.
Not double, surely.
Double, yeah.
Mate, it can't blow 300 kilometres an hour. It was 150 yesterday. And that's the thing, because I know you're playing it, but I'm out here battling it with you too. Like, I'm not trying to hold a camera still. I'm like, if you're watching here on YouTube, you'll understand what I mean. But I'm sat down with my hat pressed across my face. I've got my collar up like that, and then I'm trying to hold the camera to block the wind. Because you're just getting peppered. And then if I'm downwind of you and you hit a bunker shot or anything that's got sand in it.
Sand just boom. I've still got sand in my ears.
Yeah, huh? You're just getting sandblasted. It's a really cool experience. I guarantee you, even in because yesterday you did so well to battle on and
Not
remain positive and not just, a better man would have just walked off and gone, you know what, it's actually not playable.
Well, to put it into perspective, I hit an 8-iron that went 220 metres, and I also hit a 4-iron on another hole that went I hit a 2-iron that went 120 metres.
It's crazy, man.
That's how crazy it was. But I think it'll be funny for people to watch it.
Yeah, dead right. You can't sit there and go, I'm a pro. The pros literally walking out there. I guarantee you yesterday, so many proper tour players would have shot 10 to 15 over, I reckon.
If you just can't miss. As soon as you miss, it's gone. It doesn't get a kick, and it's okay. It's see you later. But very cool experience. I think you're right. I think when we're back home, we're going to be like, wow. Well, I'll tell you what was wow. PK, Peninsula Kingswood.
Yes, man.
Holy dooly.
Yep. So we filmed a video, PK North.
Yep.
So you played that, but I guess we'd probably talk about the whole day of that, really. So we got there in the morning, like Chopper said, and we watched the Masters. That finished, and then we went and played in a shotgun start, handicaps and all, competition golf. Went out and played that, and then we had lunch in the world's best clubhouse.
Yeah, it's pretty epic.
I don't think you're going to beat that.
Yeah.
And then we went out and filmed you playing the same 18 holes.
Brad McGill caddied, who's a pro, who's a member there, just to help me with greens and where to aim and things like that.
Yep.
Which was very cool.
And he's a very good golfer himself, so and a member there, so obviously he knew exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And then we had dinner, and we had dinner, and we got a free dinner because you and I partnered up for one of the first times ever.
And won.
And we won. We beat the boys, a little bit of a match play situation, and we got it done. I think can you win 3-1?
Yeah.
You can.
Two up with two play, and you win that hole. You win 3 up when one play.
3 and 1. Yeah, so we did them 3 and 1, which is I hate losing like this, but we won because I parred a hole, Brad parred a hole, but I got a shot on it.
Hey, take it.
Yeah, I'm taking it. What am I going to do? Just say, nah, mate, all good. Like, handicap's not in play.
So, what I said it when we were out there today. I've heard grumblings online about Live Tour.
Are you breaking news right now?
Maybe
Go, break it, mate.
Live Tour could be done.
No, you know what? Back it in and say it more aggressively. Say it like, they are done. Like, say that.
It's all over Live Tour.
It's done. Live Tour, no more. Right,
Now,
and then so if it really is happening, we look good. We just
We'll first.
yeah, we'll first.
You heard it here first.
We recorded this on January.
Yes. Yeah, I've heard. I've seen a couple of posts just this morning about Live might be done. This could be the worst take ever. But
From what source?
internet.
Unreal. And you know what? I don't think I've ever read anything on the internet that's been fake.
No. So there you go. I mean, to be honest, like when you look at it and what's been going on, like the Live players struggled at the Masters, which like
No, they didn't, mate. No. You know what? I'll instantly argue against that. You grab the percentage of golfers that aren't on Live, and then you break down the percentage of where they finished, and then you break down the 6 players that come from Live and where they finished. I guarantee you the percentage of Live golfers is better. Have you got this stat? Ask ChatGPT. Right, Tyrrell Hatton finished in like the top 5 or 6 or something like that. He came home strong. J-Day's not in the bloody Live, but like there was a few Live players that made the cut.
Yeah, so you're dead right with Tyrrell Hatton.
And then is that it?
And then you've got the next best was half the contingent made the cut. John Rahm finished tied 38th. Bryson DeChambeau obviously missed out.
Yep.
Cam Smith didn't make it.
So half of the contingent made the cut.
Sergio Garcia snapped his driver.
Yeah.
That was pretty brutal.
Actually, yeah, let's touch on that for a little bit.
That was too far.
Sergio Garcia, a previous winner of the Masters. What year? 2018? No, after that. What year?
No.
2018 was Reed, wasn't it?
Yes.
Did he put the jacket? Who put the jacket on him? You know what? This isn't a golf podcast.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
skip past that. So the way he carried on is actually disgusting.
Well, the other people, when he hits the ground like 4 times, and John Rahm goes up and he looks at the ground and he's like, I've got to go to the side now because there's a massive divot in the middle of the tee box.
Yeah. Like you don't do that at your local Mooney.
No way. And I hate the fact that sometimes they go, he's a Spaniard, he's passionate and he's done it before. It's like, so?
Well, Greeks are passionate, mate. We don't do that.
No.
I would do it. Yeah. But not at my local Mooney. Just wait until I'm at Masters and do it.
Yeah. I don't think that was a great look at all.
It's unacceptable. And then not only did he do that, obviously everyone would have seen the footage, and then goes and snaps his driver. Like, deliberately targeted the leg knowing that the head will wrap around it.
Yeah.
Like, just an idiot, man. Just so bad. But then the day before, did you see, like, he went to throw his golf ball at his caddy. Oh, you didn't see that?
No.
Now, that it could be mistaken to be anything. It could have been a fly in his hand. He could have been waving a bit of grass off or a bit of mud off his ball. But, like, in the process of him, like, so he'd pick his ball up and would go to pass it to his caddy. That's how it normally works. Yeah. He, like, makes him, like, flinch. Makes his caddy flinch like he's going to throw it at him from, like, you to me away.
No.
That's what I mean. Like, there's just too many things. And especially because he's gone and snapped his driver head. Like, you can't really give him the benefit of the doubt for the previous day.
No, it wasn't a great look.
It's not good. But no, I'd like to see the statistics. Hopefully someone with half a brain can put it in the comment section right now, because Live players flopped and dropped out, but mate, they weren't the worst in the field.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't know why I thought they all missed the cut. Because obviously there's a massive anti-Live thing going on that if they make any mistake, it's like, look what happened. They missed, they're sucked.
Like DeChambeau misses a cut, and everyone's like, maybe just stick to YouTube. Like, come on, man. Like, how many other people miss the cut? Yeah. But they target him out.
Yeah.
That frustrates me so much. It's just, all it is a headline. That's, but no, I've always liked Live, but I hate the divide. And if it gets shut down, you bloody ripper.
It gets shut down, but then there's got to be a talk about it being more of a world tour and including South Africa and including Australia. Oh, look at the turnout they had in South Africa. Like,
Yeah, man.
The rest of the world wants golf, and the PGA Tour are like, no, ours.
You do remember that I've solved this.
What?
I solved this already. We start the world tour.
I know.
They just have to pick up my idea and run with it.
Did you email them?
Yeah. I'm happy for 40% cut. You know, like, I'll just take 40%. You guys do it, and I'll take the 40%. It was my idea, mate.
Very good. Very good. We would normally be calling the punters, but we don't have the best reception here. And what we're going to do, we are going to be calling twice as many for the Invitational.
We'll run 8 numbers.
We're going to ring, yes, 8. And then we're also going to give away 2 Varsity vouchers because obviously our Varsity on board. And we need to hear some stories because some of the stories that come through are unbelievable.
The 19th hole, thanks to Varsity.
Yep.
Let's, if we were back home now, it's meant to be being pretty good weather back home right now, although thunderstorms and lightning today.
Yep.
But if we were back home, you know where? Maybe they just chuck a Varsity up here. Remove the sports bar, just chuck a Varsity in here. We'll get giant big milkshakes, get a couple of burgers in.
And really hot chili wings.
I haven't had them.
I wouldn't.
I like hot stuff, but I'm never going to like...
Were you dribbling?
Yeah, I just don't see the point of it, man. Like my perfect sort of spice, I'd go slightly more than a jalapeno, but like a jalapeno, like I would just gladly pick a sliced jalapeno out of the jar and just eat that.
Really?
Oh, big time.
Nah.
Man, trust me. Here we go, ready? You get like a nice cheddar, a biscuit, a jalapeno, and just bang.
Like cheese and spice.
Oh, mate, one of the best cheddars you'll ever get is like a jalapeno cheddar.
I can do like mild at Nando's, I reckon.
No,
Brady.
man, come on.
Yeah.
But you know what, though? When you have so do you know how chili works? Like with the spice and stuff? So if you heat up chili, it releases the oils and it's hotter.
Oh.
So if you eat, say, like a cold jalapeno out of the fridge, it's all right. It's more sweet than spicy kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah. It's still got some kick on it. But then if you put that jalapeno and fried it off in a pan, like it would increase by probably double.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it works. So it like opens the oils and it's like just heat going on everywhere.
Oh, wow.
It's the same with, here's a little tip for you. When you make get a chorizo from the butcher, slice it and fry it off in the pan and it releases all the flavour. So a chorizo, especially if it's not a spicy one, but then you put it in the pan, it opens up all the flavour.
Yeah, right. I love the smell of chorizo.
And the taste.
And the taste. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Chorizo goes good in like a bolognese, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like diced up chorizo, fried off, chuck it in your bolognese.
I remember there's like a tasting, not a tasting platter, but like entree was just chorizo. And you just...
Where? Somewhere.
Yep.
Okay.
But it was cooked that much that it was like burnt over and it was crispy.
That's the best, man.
Man, could have eaten that all day.
You know what? It is, what's the time right now? It is 2:50 in the afternoon.
And we haven't eaten.
You and I haven't eaten anything today. We are so stupid, man. Like, well, in saying that, we didn't really have an option. We got, the alarm went off at, 5:30. We left here at, no, is that right? No, the alarm went off at 5:45. We were down at reception at 6:30. We got the shuttle at 7. Nothing's open at that point.
Tee off.
Yeah, tee off.
Do you remember last week I was, you're not having it? I'm not having it? What did I call it? I'm not having it. My segment?
Yeah.
I'm not having it.
Oh.
And it, wow. Callum, what
Well
have I
done,
done?
Cal.
Thanks, Cal.
Good on you
Now,
checking the audio.
I said it would be, I didn't. I said it could be anything.
Yes.
I said the first one just happened to be golf, but we know this is not a golf podcast.
Price of eggs, mate.
No, there's something that it's absolutely doing my head in.
Oh, no.
And I don't understand how it's still happening.
Oh, I feel like you're going to attack me.
No, I'm not
Oh,
attacking
good.
you.
Okay, good.
Tomato sauce and barbecue sauce. Don't say, it's a fancy one. The new lids that, it's not the pointy one, it's just like the circle with a hole, and then you go to squirt it and just out of nowhere, it comes out like a rocket.
Yeah.
Why? Like I'm trying to get the kids I got a hot dog. I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to go across there slowly, and I'll move my arm like that, and then just out of nowhere smashes the bottom edge, and there's just tomato sauce everywhere.
That is actually, you know what? It's a real issue.
Why did they do that? What was wrong with just something coming out at sort of medium pace? They've sped the greens up to like 19. Like you can't get...
And then they drop them off to 4. Do you know, like the front 9 when you squirt is 19, and then you get to the half end of the sausage, and then they drop them back to a 4, and it's coming out slowly. Like, what's going on? Do you want me to tell you what the number one sauce distributor is?
What?
You know the old school ones where it's like the real pointy cap?
That's the one I want.
Yeah, the real pointy cap,
Yes.
and then the half little cap that goes over the top of the tip.
Oh, yes.
They are the best, man. You know what? You can get them from... I'm going to
Is it
say...
like a white bottle?
No, but you can get the red and so you get the red one for Marty sauce, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you get the
What do you call it?
Marty sauce. We haven't got time to say tomato, mate. And then you get the yellow one for the mustard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume they do a brown one for the barbecue sauce, but mate, I think you get them at IKEA.
What?
Yeah. So then then you get. This is how we do it. Oh, they ain't got those fancy squeeze.
Keep going. Shut up. I knew you were going to say that.
We just get like the 2 litre bottle or whatever it is, the big one, and then you tip it into like the little container.
Yes.
But yeah, so I reckon you get them at IKEA, mate. I'm not certain, but someone in the comments will know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever got the meatballs from IKEA? Like you get them in the frozen pack and then you take them home?
No, so, probably like 4 years ago, I've had food poisoning twice in my life.
What, before the John Daly Classic?
Yeah, that was...
That was nothing to do with beer. That was all...
That was something I ate that day. I'm sorry, I've had food poisoning 3 times in my life then. No, one time when I was... I got fish and chips from... I'm certain they would have changed owner by now. White Hills Fish and Chips.
You're going to name them?
No, I don't care, mate. I got food poisoning. Like, dead set, the next day I rang them up and I was like, I only ate one thing yesterday.
Yep.
And it was your fish and chips for dinner. And I had dim sims, man.
Okay.
White Hills Fish and Chips. Said it twice.
Yeah.
I'm certain they've changed owner since then. That was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. When I was an apprentice. Missed it. First time I ever missed half a day of work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that impacted me a lot.
Wow.
And I was in my 3rd year as an apprentice. First time I'd ever missed any hours at work. Anyway, that's irrelevant. What was I saying? No, IKEA. So I know it wasn't IKEA why I got food poisoning, but the last thing I'd eaten was these frozen broccolini cheese things from IKEA, like a frozen thing.
Yep.
So I just refuse to eat any food from IKEA.
Oh, okay.
It's just a blanket rule.
You can tell we're hungry, aren't you?
So hungry, man. Should we consider wrapping this up? I know I feel sorry. You subscribe. We're the number 1 podcast in the world, and you subscribe to us because you expect the best. And I feel like we've sort of let you down a little bit today.
We're going to come back massive next week. We're back in the studio.
Yep.
We just obviously need to eat something because I want to talk more about food.
Kind of same, yeah. We had the pizza yesterday at the sports bar.
Oh, I'm getting that.
Yeah. There was actually one that had jalapenos. I reckon we just get that.
I don't want that.
We'll get 2. It's heated up jalapenos.
One
A bit
each.
spicy for you.
Actually,
Anything else we want to talk
well,
about?
I just want to... What's the next major? Must be the PGA. Wait, what's the order?
I thought it changed. I know it always ends with the Open.
Yeah.
Are we going to the Open?
I don't know.
Can we look at that?
Yeah.
Because we're over there
Let me have
in
some
the
food
area.
first. I don't like the fact that it's great when it's happening and they're happening so quick, but then it will finish and then there's no major for another 6 months.
And everyone complains about it and everyone's on the same page.
But while you're going through it, when they're all popping up soon, you're like, how good's this?
Because sometimes there's only like 3 weeks between a couple, isn't there?
Yeah, I think the next one's soon. I want to say it's the US Open.
Yeah, back it in, mate.
We're not going to research that?
No.
Right, next US Open, who we got? Do you reckon Rory wins it?
Let's talk about it closer to the date.
It's probably next week.
Scheffler.
Yeah.
He's just good as. Like old man Hammer said, he's just, the touch is just... Like, realistically, when you think about it, Scheffler was never in contention.
But he finished second.
Finished second.
Yeah.
Like, he's just always in and about. And just goes to show, like, world number 1, 2.
But they're so far apart from everyone else, aren't they?
Yep.
They are just like another level.
I'm glad Cam Young didn't win, eh?
Only because he wouldn't have reacted at all. You put your time in to get up at really early to watch the Masters and to watch a bloke win $4.5 million and just go, tip his hat and go, thanks very much.
They reckon the shot of the tournament, I nearly cramped up then. Oh my, that was nearly a cramp. I haven't had anywhere near enough water today.
Is there water in beer?
Do you reckon they sell beer here? You reckon? We'll have a look. Do we need to touch on anything else? Like actually,
You were in the middle of saying something.
Was I?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Cam Young, the best shot of the tournament.
where it looked like he bladed a wedge over
yes,
the back.
yeah, that was very funny.
And all he did was just. But see, it was a lofted club.
Do you reckon he thinned it?
I don't, because it was the wrong angle and everything.
The crowd thought he thinned it.
Even Dottie thought it was. Yeah, has he meant to do that?
Yeah.
Johnny? Who else is in the commentary box? I don't know.
Jim Nance.
Was it Jim Nance that she was talking to?
It'll be sad the day that Jim Nance is no longer the first voice you hear when it opens the Masters.
15 years away at least.
AI will still be able to just carry that on.
Man, I've been listening to too many Joe Rogan podcasts, hey? And AI, because obviously he's just mental on it.
Yeah.
Talking about how, just AI is just that we're
taking over.
It's game over.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, do we actually have to touch on anything else, to make sure, we've mentioned our best friends at GolfBox. We're not in the studio, built by Grounded. We're in Barnbougle. Built by probably hard-working people.
Yes.
And then, obviously, Varsity, we apologise. We haven't got the stories. We apologise. But Varsity is number one.
We'll be back bigger next week. Let's go have some food, mate.
I reckon we deserved it.
Yep.
Thank you very much for
Thank you,
listening.
guys.
If you want to see more from us, sign up for the Patreon. I'm dragging it out up too much, aren't I? Follow us on all the socials.
Thank you very much.
Hooroo. Oh, actually, Cal, I wonder, maybe if you just snip it, and maybe you can just show people at the very end, this is our view. Here we go. I don't know if you can be bothered with this, mate, but yeah, this is literally our view as we walk out. There's a chip and green. There's a 10th tee box down that way, and that is Barnbougle. Hooroo, everyone.